Welcome to the Dr. Wyatt Show, where developing a long-lasting, happy relationship is the status symbol to achieve, and following my tools is one path to help get you there. I'm your host, Dr. Wyatt Fisher, a licensed psychologist specializing in couples counseling. If you want to improve your communication so that you have more love and less conflicts, start using my app today, Keep the Glow, KTG. You can download it wherever you get your apps. Also, be sure to subscribe so you're notified of future episodes, and follow me on social at Dr. Wyatt Fisher. So today's episode is a call-in. A listener called in with a question, a concern that she has about her relationship. So I'm going to play it right now, and then I'll respond back to it.
Hi, this is Rachel. I am back in a relationship that has lasted about 13 years now. Blended family. It's yours, mine, and our situation. We have a kid together. But financially, he has really made me question him a lot. I don't really trust him financially. And it's really hard. Right now we're living separately in our own parents' house because financially he couldn't take care of us. I just want to know, how do I trust someone again financially? Or can you move forward if you don't trust them financially? Moving back in together would be scary. What would I need for him to do in order for me to feel right and okay about getting back into a home together with him and trusting him financially? But thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Okay, so a few things in response to this. First of all, it's a good idea to get a separation when your partner is breaching trust. There's multiple times when I recommend a separation. One is when there's a breach of trust. That breach of trust might be infidelity, and your partner will not cease contact with their lover, and they won't open up all their accounts and prove to you they've ceased contact. When that's happening, get a separation, because they are not allowed to have their cake and eat it too. And that's exactly what they're doing if you stay with them. So you get a separation in that situation. Get a separation if your partner has breached trust over and over financially. And no matter what you've said, no matter what your concerns are, they control all the finances. You have no voice, and they keep breaching trust. In that scenario, like this scenario, get a separation. Another scenario is addiction. If your partner has an active addiction and it's impairing their functioning vocationally and relationally, and they will not seek treatment, and you've talked to them over and over again and they still won't improve, get a separation. Another common scenario where I recommend separation is when your top needs are being neglected, whether it's affection or emotional intimacy or sexual intimacy. And you talk to your partner about this, and you see a counselor about this. And after 3 to 6 months of counseling, your partner still won't change. They're still resistant. They're still telling you to get over it because they're not going to make any progress. If that's the situation, that is neglect. Get a separation. In all these scenarios, if you stay with your partner, you're enabling your partner. You're sending the message that I can be mistreated, that what I feel and what I need doesn't matter if you stay with them. And if you get a separation, I always recommend you move out. Don't ask your partner to move out because you can't control them, because it's likely they'll say, I'm not going anywhere. So if you want a separation, you need to take that first step. And separation, as a reminder, is a leverage tool. You do it not to eventually get divorced. You do it as a wake-up call. You do it to send the message, I'm not going to tolerate this. If you don't make some changes, this is going to have some serious results here for the duration of our relationship. So the hope behind the separation is, I want you to make some changes. You're not listening to me. And so now we're going to get a separation with the hope that now you're going to finally pay attention, because a lot of people get lazy as partners. They fall asleep in their marriage. They stop being sensitive to what their partner feels and desires, and they stop making changes. And if you're going to be married, that's not allowed, because part of being a married person is you have to be sensitive. You have to learn to become sensitive to your spouse. That's one eye in, one eye out. You're tracking yourself and what you feel, while you're also tracking your partner and what they feel. And then you make decisions based on both of those variables, not just one. And so, unfortunately, a lot of times a separation is required to wake up your partner. Otherwise, you are enabling them. So in this situation, your question was, how do I know when it's safe to move back in together financially? Because he's breached trust. So my feedback to you is set out a list of the things you need to see that would reestablish trust financially. Maybe that means you want a joint account. And so all money coming in and all money going out is in one account. So you have your eyeballs and everything. Maybe it means we chop up our credit cards so there's no other spending when we're not in cohesion or we're not in agreement about that spending. Maybe it means we need to develop an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of living expenses. And I need to see that money in there so that I feel more secure, so that when we go through hard times, there's a cushion. Whatever it is that broke your trust financially, that's going to guide you with what you need to see before you can rebuild that trust. And this is my feedback for anyone getting a separation. When you get a separation, you need to make a list. Here are the things I need to see before I am willing to come back into the relationship. And once your partner delivers on those items and they start making those changes and they prove to you, hey, I really want to make this work. I'm going to prove it to you. I'm accomplishing and achieving and making progress on this list of things you need to see. Don't be a sucker and move right back in. Because a lot of people do that because your partner may just be putting on a show. They might just be trying to convince you that they mean it, but then you move back in and they go right back to the old behavior. So you want to not just make a list of the changes you want to see, but then you want to see your partner sustain those changes for a good 3 to 6 months while you're still separated before moving back in. Because only then will you feel safer. Only then will you feel more trust. Only then will you feel like it's wise to move back in together. So do not make the mistake of moving back in right away because your partner could just be pulling a fast one on you and they go right back to their old behaviors. So you get the separation, you make a list of here's the changes I need to see in place for me to feel safe and to feel hope and to want to give us another chance. Then you want to see those changes over 3 to 6 months while you're still separated. And if your partner sustains the gains, then it's wise to give them another chance if you choose to. So that's what I'd recommend to you. So let the reason for the separation guide your decision of what you need to see in place that would help you feel safe financially. Thank you for listening to the Dr. Wyatt Show. If you found this helpful, please leave a review. That tells the algorithm that people are enjoying this podcast, and then they'll push it to more people so more couples can listen. If you want to take your relationship to the next level, sign up for my Marriage Saver Society. It's my leading digital course. From the comfort of your living room, you can learn my tools at your own pace. The link for that is in the show notes. And remember, your marriage is alive. If you care for it and nurture it, it will grow. If you deprive it and neglect it, it will wilt and die. The choice is up to you. Take care.